What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Thanks so much for joining. So maybe you are a new photographer or you're a natural light only photographer and don't have a lot of experience with flashes. I've been there. So I wanted to make a video showing you guys how to get started using flashes and backdrops to do really consistent, professional looking headshots or portraits. A lot of photographers kind of skip over this and never learn how to do flash portraits. So I wanted to share with you guys a great way to get started with just one flash, a backdrop, a softbox, and that's pretty much it. So I hope this video is helpful for you guys and I appreciate you being here. So let's go. So as far as gear goes, we've literally just got backdrop stand. We've got this huge backdrop. This is my favorite brand, Savage Seamless. You can order them on Amazon or pick them up at a camera store. We're gonna be using Studio Gray, which is my new favorite backdrop. It's like a really neutral gray, so you can either make it look darker, brighter, different colors, whatever. Bailey. And then in here, we've got all my flash stuff from a shoot I just did. All we're gonna be using today is this Westcott flash kit that I got off Amazon when I started doing headshots. So it's literally just this, and this is the softbox that comes with it. Really, really cool. The way it does your lighting, honestly, I kind of prefer this over my other ones, even though it's tiny. So all you do to set it up is this, pop this in. Look how bright it gets. This is called, what is it? I got this new backpack. What do you guys think? Pretty cool. It's got like a camera cube system. So you've got room to do like a vlogging setup and then a little bit extra stuff. So where were we? Setting this up. Okay. This little thing, this is a beauty dish. So it basically just makes it to where there's not going to be like an extra bright hot spot in the middle of where your flash is on someone's face. So super handy for portraits. So anyways, this just pops on like this. And nice thick diffusion, so it makes it super soft and even lighting. This setup is all I started out with for headshots, for events like red carpet, backdrop type of photos. Just gives you some really good, soft, direct flash. This will actually come in handy as a stool. Okay, so I've got a backdrop stand, but you could totally just pin your backdrop to a wall or use gaff tape, no problem. As long as it's smooth, it's good to go. So quick tip, you want it to lay on the floor like that where you have a little bit rolled up so that the weight holds it nice and tight. And you want to use a clip to hold the top in position so that it doesn't start to roll down or anything while you're in the middle of your shoot, or if you move it around or something. The little things help a lot. So quick gear breakdown, for portraits you really want to be using anything over 35 millimeters. 35 millimeters is great for some stuff, but for headshots where it's like you really want to isolate the person, I like to use anything from 50 to 100 for those. So I'm going to use the 50 millimeter for today just because I like it the most. I'll probably use this headshot for my YouTube profile picture. I need to update it. We've just got my speed light flash, and then we've got my handy trigger that is super easy to set the settings on right there. If you've seen any of my other videos, you know that I use this for everything. For events, for real estate, for interiors, for product photography. For this, where you're in a controlled lighting setup, you don't need a ton of super bright light. Pretty much any flash is gonna be powerful enough. The little tip is to always leave this facing out your screen in case you need to see your settings and change them on the fly, if your remote is not capable with that. Okay, so as far as placing your flash, I like to put it about 45 degrees from them, a little bit higher than them, pointing down just like a little bit, like 10, 15 degrees. So you really want to get it as close to them as possible without it ending up in your shot, because you'll end up with softer light in the end. One of the great things about doing photography this way is that once you're set up, you could either do one person's headshots or you could do 30 people's headshots in a day. So there's really great opportunities to make a lot more money doing this, charging per person, than just doing like a one-off photo shoot for a family or something. So in order to get a clean backdrop, I would close those windows over there, because as you can see behind me, it's got like a weird gradient. You want to just kind of get rid of as much of that as possible. All right, so as you guys can see, I closed the windows to get a little bit more clean backdrop. A lot of times the modeling lamps, it's kind of like a preview of where your angle is. They're a little bit warmer color, so the flash is actually daylight colored, but the lamp's a little bit warmer. It's gonna be way brighter, but that at least gives you a preview of what your lighting's gonna end up looking like. So yeah, you can see I've got lighting on this side, and it kind of like hits my cheek of bone over here. Nice, and it'll get to the backdrop once we have it at the flash power. And as far as where you should actually be when you're taking these photos, is my rule of thumb is always be at least just like straight on, eye level. Have them kind of lean towards the camera a little bit. It makes your jawline a little bit more clean, tight. Or if they want to look like more kind of powerful, more important, if it's for that type of person, go a little bit lower and shoot up towards them a little bit. Or if they just want to look more like glamorous or whatever, I usually shoot like down a little bit. Kind of depends on what the client wants the impact of the headshot to be, or what their vibe is, I guess. So for me, I'm gonna just do it at pretty much just straight on and have my 50mm on. So let's see how that looks real quick. Okay, so hopefully you guys can see this. I am using this Canon Camera Connect app to trigger the camera, which is right there. And I'm going to show you guys just how to kind of pose your client. So it is pretty much exactly level with my eyes, the middle of the lens, and the flash is all set up. I've got it set up at normal settings. You want to make sure you don't set your shutter speed too high, because it might not sync with your camera. So most of them, it's like 1/125 or 1/160 is kind of the max sync speed, unless you have a high speed sync higher end flash. So here's what it looks like on the preview, super dark. Had to get rid of some of that room light. We've got a little light coming in from over there, but it's not really ending up in the picture. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pose like this, kind of lean forward a little bit, put my arm on my knee so that I'm kind of like engaged with the camera. As you can see, I'm like super close to this flash, and now I'm just gonna push the button and we'll see how it turns out. Forgot to smile. So one tip for smiling for clients that I always say, it's super dorky, but I literally just get them to laugh a little bit. And if you're able to capture the little moment where they have an actual natural smile, not posed, it looks so much better than like this. When they sit there holding that for too long, the headshot looks stupid. Okay, so I'm gonna do one more. 3, 2. Okay. Much better, see? Look at that. There's me looking happy. And for my YouTube profile, I'm gonna do one looking towards this, so it's kind of off camera. I feel like that kind of looks better for the little tiny circle, or for Instagram or something. So here we go. 1, 2. Okay. Same thing. Okay, I'm leaning forward a little too much. You want to keep the shoulders in there a little bit. All right. Okay. All right, that's it. So there's my settings. And my flash was at this. So super, super low. You don't need that much power for your flash. If you might have noticed that the backdrop came out kind of dark, and that's because the light was further away from it, but that's the look I was going for. If you want a super clean, bright backdrop, you need to have more flashes, and I'll save that for another video as well. Let me know if you want to see what I do normally, which is a 3 flash setup. I'm not showing that in this video because I really wanted to just show you guys how easy it is to go from relying on windows to being able to have really nice, controlled, consistent lighting and shaping. Because if you were in my situation right now, it started pouring, so you wouldn't have any window light. But with this, you're always gonna be having consistent results no matter what the weather is. That's why you're gonna be able to get more clients paying more, because you can give more consistent, more reliable results. That's it for this one. Let me know what questions you guys have, and if you're interested in any of this gear, make sure to check out the links in description under the video and get it if you want to. This is pretty much the easiest go-to setup that I have for headshots. This backdrop's great. It's super flexible. You can make it a lot brighter. You can make it bluer or warmer. You can use gels to color it because it's such a light gray. Anyways, if you guys like the video, make sure to subscribe, turn on your notifications, leave a comment, say what's up, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.